Hello everyone and welcome back to the 15th episode of the Diary of an Endodontist. Today we'll be discussing about deep caries, so stay with me. Deep caries are quite common, aren't they? So it's always like a doubt if we can save those teeth or not when the caries become like too subgingival. So when we see, like in this case, in this lower right 6, we can see here quite a big cavity and it's subgingival, so the gingival margin is over there. The other tooth is also broken down and there is a possible periapical radiolucency. So this x-ray was referred to us. The first thing we do is, although the CBCT was not advised for deep caries, but you can see deep caries in there. And that's exactly what you see. And yes, it is subgingival, quite deeply subgingival, but look at the bone level. The bone level is not too bad compared to where the margin of the tooth may be. Of course, you will remove all of that because it's all decayed. But what I pay attention is where the furcation area is. If the furcation is quite below that area, the tooth can be restored even if you need some crown lengthening. But if the furcation was about here or the caries was about there, then for you to do bone like a crown lengthening on that tooth, you will end up exposing furcation, and then it's always about like crown ratio and see what is inside of the bone and what is outside to see the longevity of that tooth. But every time you go below CEJ, for example, it becomes more and more compromised. But in this case, it was quite clear that the tooth could be restored, and sometimes clinically it looks too bad, but when you take the x-ray, you see more inside of the bone, and then it becomes a bit clearer whether we can save this tooth or not. So a bit more evident where the periapical radiolucency is. So you can see over there, and also on the mesial a little bit of widening, and also on the distal root of the lower right 7. So both RCTs were advised and a crown on both teeth. In this tooth here, I would say, as there is enough coronal tooth structure, there is no need for posts. Even if it's quite horizontal here, you can do a very nice core build up and put a crown without posts. The first root canal treatment was done, and the main thing is to disinfect this tooth properly so you can start seeing your lateral canals and the sealer puffs. When you see that, you are always happy saying, oh, I got it, I've disinfected enough. And pay attention on the apical portion as well, because you want the sealer to go over there. So if it's a bioceramic sealer, there is no problem, and it's advised to have a tiny bit of that extrusion. It means that you've done enough patency when you were cleaning your teeth. So the filling was a semi-permanent filling, and that gave us time to do the root canal treatment on the other tooth. And that is the completed root canal. And as you can see, quite complex curvature. So be careful not to start ledging that canal. It's very easy to ledge. So pre-bend your files is very important so you can negotiate this curvature. Another important thing is for you when you are doing your final core, if you do a composite core, make sure you go slightly deeper into the canal, about 2 to 3 millimeters deeper, so you can put the flowable composite before you bond your composite. There was a little bit of void here, but don't worry too much. That's fine. It will be strong enough. Both teeth will go for crowns. This is not the ideal core, so it will have it replaced a bit more solid. But we wanted to finish the root canal treatment for the dentist to carry on with that treatment. So just make sure it's stable because you don't want any coronal leakage. Once the patient is completely symptom-free, that's when we advise the crown. Before that, I would say, for example, sometimes you just rush into the crown in a week or so. But if the tooth is still a bit uncomfortable, I would rather wait a little bit longer. Don't wait too long because otherwise you start to have coronal leakage and you don't want that. You want to be in control of the case. You want everything to be sealed. And so it's more predictable for the long-term prognosis. I hope you have enjoyed this case. And don't forget, deep caries, they can be quite tricky, and sometimes clinically you think you can't save the tooth, but make sure you do a proper examination combining all the scans and x-rays and periodontal probing, and make sure we can save more teeth now. Take care and good luck with your cases.